Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Tonight, after an awkward kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert went viral across the globe.
I just want to start this evening with some breaking news. We're just hearing that the tech company Astronomer is saying that Chief Executive Andy Byron has tendered his resignation to the board of directors, and they have accepted.
Meet Andy Byron, once a polished, powerful tech CEO, now publicly exposed, personally ruined, all because of one hug at a Coldplay concert. In this video, we'll go deep into how a jumbotron moment triggered a divorce that could cost him millions, and why he's claiming he's broke.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
It started with a song and ended with silence. For Andy Byron, the once respected CEO of billion-dollar AI firm Astronomer, has had everything unravel under the lights of a Coldplay concert. One moment he was swaying in the arms of his company's HR chief, Kristen Cabot, caught in a sweet embrace during a crowd-wide kiss cam. The next, his life as he knew it began to crumble, because Andy wasn't embracing his wife. He was wrapped up in Kristen, and the whole world was watching. The video spread like wildfire. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, millions of views within hours. And then, the words that would follow him like a shadow. Isn't that Andy Byron? The footage was projected across the stadium screen, and Chris Martin himself joked mid-song, either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. That joke would turn into headlines, and then into court filings. If Andy Byron thought a brief, awkward hug caught on a Coldplay kiss cam would blow over, he was wrong, spectacularly wrong. Because if his wife, Megan Kerrigan, files for divorce, insiders say that short clip could end up costing him a massive chunk of his estimated $60 million fortune. And that's before we even talk about his role as the former CEO of Astronomer, a billion-pound AI firm he helped build from the ground up. The company had prided itself on focus, innovation, and professionalism. Their motto, excellence first, customers always. But now, as the internet dissects every frame of that infamous video, Astronomer is reportedly taking a hard look at its internal policies, especially around relationships between executives. And the irony? Kristen Cabot, the woman in the video with Andy, just happens to be the company's head of HR. If anyone knew the rules, it was her.
A lot of people intrigued. US media identified the pair as Andy Byron, a married chief executive of Astronomer, and Kristen Cabot, the firm's chief people officer.
What a way to be.
Behind the scenes, Byron's wife, Megan Kerrigan, reacted swiftly and publicly. Her social media accounts were wiped. Her last name reverted back to Kerrigan, and friends began sharing quiet messages of support. But inside their home, the real storm was brewing. Megan wasn't just hurt. She was ready to walk, and she wasn't walking away empty-handed. Byron's wife could end up a very rich woman if she decides to dump the alleged two-timer. Thanks to Massachusetts 50-50 marital laws, Megan Kerrigan, who shares 2 kids with the now disgraced AI firm executive, could take home half of her husband's millions, estimated to be anywhere from $20 million to $70 million. The Bay State requires couples married for more than 7 years to split any assets they accumulated together, according to matrimony and family lawyer Nancy Chemtob, a partner at Chemtob Moss, Foreman, and Beta. She revealed that it's obviously a long-term relationship, referring to Byron and Kerrigan, who swiftly reverted to her maiden name on social media after viral footage showed her husband getting cozy with his company's head of HR on the kiss cam. Under Massachusetts law, that could mean Byron, despite co-founding his firm, may be forced to hand over tens of millions to Kerrigan. It's not exactly clear when the former tech executive amassed his fortune, but reports from the Economic Times peg Andy Byron's net worth somewhere between $20 and $70 million. That's a massive range. But regardless where that number lands, it's clear there's a lot at stake. Now, with his marriage under intense public scrutiny and a possible divorce looming, financial experts say the fallout could be staggering. Byron may be facing not just a shattered reputation, but also the potential of losing half of his assets, if not more, depending on how the legal chips fall. As for Kristen Cabot, the alleged other half of this now infamous Coldplay concert embrace, her financial situation might look a little different. According to divorce attorney Bonnie Rabin Kemtob, Kristen and her husband, Andrew Cabot, the founder of Privateer Rum, don't appear to have been together nearly as long as the Byrons. That shorter marital timeline could simplify things if the Cabots are heading for a split, but it doesn't mean there won't be consequences. But here's where things could get particularly messy: prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. While the general public might assume these documents only protect finances in a clean-cut way, the reality is far more nuanced. Some prenups reportedly include infidelity clauses, specific provisions that penalize a cheating spouse financially if they're found to have strayed. Although Massachusetts doesn't require a spouse to prove cheating to end a marriage, video evidence like that viral Coldplay clip could still carry weight. It may not be necessary to get divorced, but it could absolutely influence what comes after. Legal experts are weighing in on the fallout. Jackie Combs, a veteran family law partner in Los Angeles, explained that while infidelity clauses are notoriously tough to enforce, there's one major exception: if marital funds were used to support the affair. Flights, hotel stays, lavish dinners, or shared getaways paid from joint accounts could become crucial evidence. When cheating crosses into financial misappropriation, it's not just betrayal, it's grounds for legal action. Then beyond the legal battles and media circus comes the emotional toll. And that's where things get truly heartbreaking. As Kemtob noted, the real victims in high-profile divorces like this are often the children. They're the ones who have to live with the embarrassment, the gossip, and the tension between two parents who were once united. Kemtob didn't mince words when she said the worst part of this saga isn't the money, it's the kids caught in the crossfire. The cost of therapy, separate households, and shattered routines is one thing, but the long-term emotional trauma, that's something no court can truly compensate for. According to Kemtob, I think the worst thing in this case is the embarrassment factor for the kids. The problem here is now the kids are embarrassed, the families are embarrassed, and there's going to be a lot of expenses with regard to therapy for the children, getting separate homes, things like that. At this point, it's still unclear what the state of either marriage is. Neither Byron nor Cabot has publicly confirmed whether they've officially separated from their spouses, though online clues like Megan Kerrigan reverting to her maiden name suggests cracks too deep to ignore. But one thing is certain: once a private moment becomes a public scandal, especially one broadcast to thousands on a giant screen and replayed endlessly online, there's no undoing the damage. The viral footage didn't just ripple through their personal lives, it sent shockwaves through their professional worlds. And now, amid mounting pressure and public scrutiny, Byron has officially resigned from his post as CEO of Astronomer.
Now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company. The company's...
And now, Byron claims he has nothing left.
The tea is hot. This is the tea I yearn for.
This might be the most awkward kiss cam moment in history, and it just exposed a billion-dollar CEO.
Whoever was in charge of the jumbotron needs a raise.
Chris Martin, completely unaware of the chaos he was about to ignite, casually joked from the stage, and in that instant everything changed. You could see it in real-time panic, the frozen smiles, the dawning horror as Andy and Kristen realized their cozy embrace was being streamed across a massive jumbotron, and soon across the entire internet. But this wasn't just any hug. This was Kristen Cabot, the head of HR at a billion-pound AI firm, reportedly earning over £500,000 a year, wrapped in the arms of her CEO, her boss. Suddenly, Chris Martin's old line about conscious uncoupling didn't sound so silly, because this was an unconscious implosion, and it was only just beginning. What makes this more than typical scandal is the sheer speed of Andy's fall. Within days of the video surfacing, Astronomer issued a terse press release. Andy was stepping down, not just from the board, from everything. According to insiders, the board was furious. Kristen Cabot was his subordinate. Their relationship, no matter how consensual, raised massive ethical concerns. It wasn't just a betrayal of his marriage, it was a betrayal of company trust. Astronomer has been preparing for global expansion. AI deals with defense clients were in the works. Suddenly, investors pulled out, legal teams combed through internal emails. Kristen went on leave, Rumors suggest she may never return. The economic fallout didn't stop there. Andy's stock options were frozen during an internal review. His shares, some of which had yet to vest, were clawed back under misconduct provisions. Suddenly, the man worth tens of millions on paper was seeing zeros in his checking account.
Following the scandal, which has now been dubbed Coldplay Gate, Byron's wife, Megan Kerrigan, has dropped his surname from his social media handles, fueling speculations of a marital fallout.
But the legal fire may just be getting started. Rumors are swirling that Megan's legal team is quietly building a case around potential misuse of marital funds. And if it turns out Andy spent even a small amount of shared money on Kristen, it could seriously tilt the divorce settlement in Megan's favor. Nothing's confirmed yet, but insiders say if receipts emerge, that kiss cam moment might cost him more than just his marriage. It could cost him millions. On X, support for Megan Kerrigan has only grown louder. One user captured the mood perfectly, tweeting, "What a class act. Go Megan. Get that divorce lawyer and get that money." And it's that money everyone's been talking about. The fortune Andy Byron quietly amassed during his tenure as CEO of Astronomer. In just 2 years, he helped position the company as a billion-pound AI giant, opening offices in London and chasing global contracts. As a founding executive and director, he was reportedly entitled to share options worth up to 5% of the company's total valuation, potentially £50 million, give or take. But share options, as any investor knows, can vanish in a heartbeat, especially when misconduct is involved. That's where things get murky. Observers were quick to note just how enthusiastically Byron had championed Kristen Cabot's arrival at Astronomer. In press releases and internal memos, he publicly praised her deep expertise in talent management and employee engagement, signaling her as a key figure in the company's next phase of growth. Cabot, for her part, was equally effusive. After stepping into her role as Chief People Officer, she took to LinkedIn writing, "I have been energized in my conversations with Andy Byron and the Astronomer leadership team about the opportunities that exist here, including aiding our employees' career development." She went on to frame her role not as a traditional HR, but something far more strategic. "I prefer to think of my role as people strategy versus traditional human resources, as the real magic happens when you align the people strategy with the business strategy." Together, their public admiration painted a picture of professional synergy, one that in hindsight may have been more layered than it seemed. Now people are asking, was Andy too trusting or too close? Neither Byron nor Cabot have said much since the scandal exploded, though their silence only adds fuel to the fire. In a brief corporate statement posted to LinkedIn, Astronomer broke the tension with chilling professionalism. "Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. The board of directors has initiated a formal investigation into this matter, and we will have additional details to share very shortly." Meanwhile, the Coldplay concert that blew the whole thing wide open kept moving on. At the very next show in Boston, just a day later, Chris Martin continued the kiss cam tradition, but with a twist. When the screen landed on a couple, he playfully asked the crowd, "Are you two a legitimate couple?" The arena erupted in laughter. But for Andy and Kristen, the joke was already far too real. What had once been a lighthearted concert moment had become a viral disaster.
Days after Andy Byron was seen dodging cameras at a Coldplay concert when a jumbotron showed him closely hugging a woman, leading to the tech executive resigning from his post, Chris seemingly addresses the viral moment during the band's latest tour stop on
Just a few days later, on July 19th, Coldplay played in Madison, Wisconsin, and this time, the band seemed to be fully aware of the firestorm they had unintentionally ignited. Right before the camera panned to the crowd, Chris Martin made a pointed, if not subtle, reference to the situation that had overtaken social media. "We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd," Martin said with a sly grin. "How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of them on the big screen. So please, if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now." The crowd chuckled, knowing full well what he meant. The kiss cam was no longer just a fun little gimmick. It was a cultural moment, and Coldplay wasn't above playing into the irony. And what about the fan who filmed the original video? The one who accidentally kicked off this entire meltdown? Her name is Grace Springer. She's 28, and she told the U.S. Sun that yes, she had seen the fallout, but no, she doesn't really regret it. "A part of me feels bad for turning these people's lives upside down," she said, "but play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I hope their partners can heal from this and they get a second chance at the happiness they deserve. My video was a blessing in disguise.
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out.
When the interviewer asked if she thought Coldplay would have moved on if the couple hadn't tried to hide, Grace didn't hesitate. She said that she was 100% sure that if they had acted natural, no one would have thought twice. People would have just seen a cute couple. It was their awkwardness, their guilt, that made everyone take notice.
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video.
Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot may not agree. Elon Musk couldn't resist chiming in on the drama swirling around Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and HR boss Kristen Cabot, dubbed online as Coldplay Gate. As the internet erupted with theories, memes, and viral jokes, two fake apology statements began making the rounds, appearing to come from Astronomer's official X account. One of them caught Elon's attention, and in classic Musk fashion, he responded with nothing more than a laughing emoji. Musk is no stranger to public scandals himself. Clearly, he found the parody hilarious. His reaction only fueled the viral spread of the situation as more users jumped on the bandwagon. With no official statement yet from either Byron or Cabot, social media quickly filled the silence with speculation and satire. The scandal had officially taken on a life of its own.
And Tesla CEO Elon Musk has reacted to Astronomer CEO Andy Byron's affair with the company's HR head, Kristen Cabot, after a video of them getting cozy at a Coldplay concert went viral on social.
Then came the second fake statement, this one styled like a serious internal company memo. It claimed that Astronomer's leadership would be stepping back to reflect and heal. Just like the first message, this was completely made up. A spokesperson for Astronomer swiftly shut down the confusion, confirming that neither of the posts came from the company or any of its executives. As of now, the company has maintained its silence. While the internet continues to run wild with theories and Elon Musk keeps laughing from the sidelines.
Media. Well, Musk reposted a post on X that included a fake morphed apology attributed to Astronomer. He reacted to it with a laughing out loud emoji.
But behind the laughter is a man publicly unraveling. Byron went from boardrooms to basement apartments in a matter of weeks. His LinkedIn is inactive. His name is being quietly scrubbed from company history pages. At industry panels, executives are separating themselves. One firm even canceled a keynote because he was previously scheduled to speak. Public reaction has been a mix of fascination and fury. Many criticize Andy for the perceived hypocrisy of a man promoting AI ethics while engaging in workplace boundary breaches. Others see it as a cautionary tale. One misstep, one viral moment, and everything can disappear. So what happens when a private moment gets caught in the global spotlight? A CEO loses his job, a marriage implodes, a billion-dollar company hits the brakes, and two people who thought they were just sharing a hug at a Coldplay concert end up in the center of a corporate and personal firestorm. Byron once led an AI empire. Now he's ghosting the media, lawyering up, and if the rumors are true, it can affect him financially. He's learning what it costs when the world catches you off guard. The fall wasn't about AI. It wasn't even about love. It was about judgment. A few seconds of comfort turned into a million seconds of regret. Kristen Cabot hasn't been seen since the scandal broke. Her future as an astronomer? Uncertain. Her reputation in HR circles? Under siege. And Megan Kerrigan? She's dropped the Byron name, picked up a legal team, and may soon walk away with half of everything.